National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you? Hello, this is the National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you?
Hello, hi everyone. Okay, I'm Michelle. I'm a dietitian from National Cancer Society Malaysia. So, okay, thank you everyone for your time to join this session. So today, okay, is our monthly bursting cancer nutrition myth. Okay, so, okay, before we start, I just want to ask, okay, do you guys still remember the topic that we discussed last month? Okay, actually, the topic we discussed was kekacang. Okay, in English it's called nuts lah, and actually it's shared by dietitian Shah. Okay, basically during that session we talk about the benefits of eating the nuts, and then okay, how eating nuts can related to the cancer risk, and also like we also discuss about like the proper way to store the nuts. Okay, and how many serving of the nuts that you can eat in a day. So if you have not watched it, okay, please remember to go and view it. Okay, as usual, if you have any question you want to ask, you can drop it inside the comment box and I will address you after that. Okay, and let's start with our topic today, which is salted fish. Okay, so salted fish, right? I think everyone knows about it, and because it's a very traditional method of preserving the fish by using the salt to dehydrate and cure it. Okay, this is to enhance its shelf life and also the flavor to give you the saltiness. Okay, usually, this method has been used for centuries across various cultures and making it into a staple in many cuisine worldwide. Okay, the process involves either like braining, dry salting, and also pickling. So now let's look at the first one. Is the brining. Okay, usually we sometimes we also call it as wet salting because like the fish is soaked in salt water solution and allowing for even penetration of salt and moisture control. So usually this kind of the fish, right, it will have a gradual weight gain after an initial weight loss. Okay, the second one, which is the dry salting, which is the middle one. So usually the fish is gutted and then cleaned and coated in the salt, and then it's then left to cure, allowing the salt to penetrate and dehydrate the fish. So usually for dry salting, it will result in a rapid loss of the weight of the fish. And that's why, okay, you can get to see that the fish usually is very thin, like very nipis one, and it's very light. Okay, and last is the pickling. So pickling is done by layering the fish with a copious amount of the salt between each layer in a sealed container. So during the storage, right, the fish will release the water and creating a salty brine. So usually this process, it will take from 2 up to 14 days like that. And so basically, the salt will act upon the fish by withdrawing the water from the tissues. Usually, the salt uptake and the water loss are influenced by the fat content of the fish, and then the thickness of the flesh, the freshness, the temperature, and also the chemical purity of the salt and other factors. Okay, so now let's look at the nutritional value of the salted fish. So before we preserve the fish, right? Okay, we all know that the fish actually is a great source of the protein, and it containing all the essential amino acids that needed for our body functions, such as the growth, repair, and maintenance of the tissue. So other than this, fish are actually low in saturated fat. Saturated fat means it's a bad fat lah. Okay, and also rich in omega 3. Okay, omega 3 is known for their anti-inflammatory properties, which can help to promote our heart health, brain function, and reducing the risk of chronic diseases. And okay, other than rich in the omega 3, it also rich in other minerals like the iodine. So in order to make the salted fish, okay, what we need to do is we need to add the salt inside, right? Okay, salt is the primary ingredient added to the fish. However, the salting process can actually lead to degradation of the water soluble vitamins, like reducing its nutritional value compared to the fresh fish. So from here, okay, you can see that there is not much nutrient that you can find from the salted fish except than the salt. Okay, maybe a little bit of the protein and also the fat, yeah, but mostly it's just the salt. So therefore, the nutrient from the salted fish tend to be a bit lower as compared to the fresh fish. So usually in market, we do have different types of the salted fish, like the ikan merah jeruk. I think this is quite common in people will call it as a Kuantan hardfish, right, if not mistaken. Yeah, and also like in the market, we can get to see that the ikan kembung, they use the ikan kembung to make it into a salted fish. And also like for Chinese, okay, they do have this Chinese style salted fish. Yeah, and also like the ikan bawal, they use ikan bawal to become a salted fish. And also even our anchovies actually is also considered a salted fish. Yeah, so okay. So now, okay, let's look at okay, what is the health impact of the excessive salt intake. So I bet everyone know that okay, eating too much salt can actually lead to high blood pressure. Okay, actually this is due to the increase in the sodium levels in the bloodstream and causing the body to retain more water to balance it out. So this increases water retention actually will raises the blood volume and leading to high blood pressure. And over time, right, the increased pressure will put a strain on the cardiovascular system and can actually lead to heart failure. And not only that, okay, the increased pressure on the blood vessel can also lead to the rupture or the blockage and increase the risk of stroke. So high salt intake, right? Okay, other than like blood pressure, heart failure, stroke, it will also lead to the fluid retention and causing the swelling in various parts of the body, such as the hands, the feet, and also our ankles. I think this is quite common that you can see. Okay, and this is particularly problematic for individuals with heart failure or kidney disease. And also our kidney function is to regulate the salt balance and also the fluid levels. So as by eating excessive salt intake, it will eventually increases the burden on the kidney, and eventually at last it will leading to a potential damage over time. Okay, so now the question is, okay, does salted fish actually increase the risk of cancer? Okay, actually, the answer is yes, because it's very obvious that I put the answer here. So, according to the World Cancer Research Fund, right? Okay, they actually has found that a strong evidence that by consuming the Chinese style salted fish, it will eventually increases the risk of getting the nasopharyngeal cancer. So nasopharyngeal means, okay, the cancer affect the upper part of the throat behind the nose. Okay, so the salted fish, it contains the nitrosamine, which is a carcinogenic compound. So basically, it's a bad thing. Okay, and also the nitrosamine, the precursor. So this compound, it will form during the fermentation and preservation process. So, and high level of the nitrosamine has been shown to increase the risk of nasopharyngeal cancer. Yeah, so actually for the for the salted fish, it can actually increases the risk of nasopharyngeal cancer. Okay. And then next, okay, people for sure will have curious. Okay, so how much of the salted fish I can eat? So actually, the recommendation about the consumption of the salted fish actually has not been made. Okay, so there is no safe amount for the use of the salted fish. So from the World Cancer Research Fund, right, they have emphasizing minimizing the consumption of the salted fish due to its association with the increase of cancer risk. So while there is no specific serving size recommended, so moderation and also awareness of the overall salt intake are the key components of their guidance. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, so can cancer patient eat salted fish during cancer treatment? Okay, I think this is quite a common question that most of my patients will ask, especially they are a salted fish lover. So for this question, I would say it depends. Okay, why? If let's say the patient got no hypertension, okay, means the patient got no high blood pressure, then I will allow he or she to eat it, but it must be fully cooked. And but let's say, okay, in other way around, okay, the patient got high blood pressure, then I will not allow them to eat it due to the high sodium content inside, unless, okay, the patient is, okay, memang, okay, loss of appetite and didn't eat anything at all. So in this case, right, I will allow he or she to consume it. So because like they already got no appetite to eat, okay, but at the same time they are very craving for this sort of fish, I will let them to eat because like it can help them to increase their energy intake, which they need the most, like when they are undergoing the cancer treatment. So I would say for this question, it really depends on the cases. Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, the next question is, I think a lot of people have this question as well. Okay, so does salted fish and fresh fish, okay, contain the same amount of the protein? So actually, the answer is no. Okay, so basically, when the fish is salted, right, okay, the salt will penetrate the tissue and changes the structure and properties of the protein. So this process can causes the protein to denature, okay, meaning that they will lose their natural shape and function. So I would say that the salted fish is not a great source of the protein to be included into a daily meal. So what we can do about this is, okay, we can actually, okay, we can actually, okay, choose fresh fish over the salted fish. due to the nutritional value inside and also for our health benefits. Okay, so secondly is, okay, if can, I would really recommend everyone to choose plant-based protein as their protein source, such as like tofu, tempeh, edamame, and over the salted fish, as they have way more nutrients benefit as compared to the salted fish, because as for salted fish, it just contain the salt only. They don't have much protein and also like fiber, especially that we can find it from the plant-based protein. And okay, last but not least, okay, this is the, I would say lah, the last option. Yeah. So if you really like craving to eat the salted fish, okay, like memang they also want to eat the salted fish. Okay, what we can do is, okay, we try to soak the salted fish in the water before we cook it. Okay, but make sure you have to change the water, the soaking water, like regularly to help to remove the excess salt. And you can also adjust the soaking time based on your desired level of the saltiness. And also like these tips to speed up the soaking process is that you can try to cut the larger pieces of the fish into a smaller section. So because this will this will increase the surface area so that the water will can try to exchange, yeah, so can try to like penetrate into the fish and exchange with the soil. And yeah, and so, and do make sure that the fish is fully submerged into the water. And you may also use a large container to ensure that all parts of the fish are evenly soaked. So this will help to speed up the soaking process. And once the fish is soaked, right, okay, please make sure that you cook the fish thoroughly and ensure that it is safe to eat. Yeah. So I think, okay, so now if you have any question about our today's topic, right, okay, so do leave us a comment. So in the meantime, okay, let's see if we have any question for today. Okay, there's one question from Skyland. Okay, okay, Sky asks, okay, how can salted fish fit into a balanced diet? Okay, so okay, to answer this, okay, I will say, like I mentioning just now, salted fish actually it doesn't have much nutrient as compared to the fresh fish. I would say if you want to eat the salted fish, right, I would say once in a while. It's not like you have, it's not like you can include the salted fish into your balanced meal every day. Like maybe once in a while today, okay, lunchtime you want to have a salted fish, maybe you can have like little, maybe like half pieces, okay, for a meal. And then after that, okay, try to eat like the normal fresh fish, because like for salted fish they don't have much protein inside, so you can like, you cannot like include it into your balanced diet every day. Yeah, so hope I answer your question. Okay, is there any, oh, okay, so here we have a question from Hazi. Okay, he asked, are there any healthier ways to prepare or consume salted fish to reduce its sodium content? Okay, so thank you for the question. Okay, so how we can reduce the sodium content is by actually we can soak the salted fish, okay, into the water. And also like to soak the water fish into a water. And then and the other thing is, okay, you try, okay, in order to speed up the process of the soaking process, right, you can actually cut the fish into a small pieces. And also like have to make sure that the fish can is fully submerged in the water, and you have to change the water regularly. This can help to reduce the sodium content. Okay, hope I answer your question. Okay, is there any more question? Okay, we have this question from GPK Studios. So GPK asks, okay, what are the some good substitute for salted fish in a traditional recipe for those looking to reduce their sodium intake? Good substitute for salted fish and so, do you mean like, okay, you try to substitute the salted fish by using other product into a recipe? I would say that actually, if once in a while you want to eat the salted fish, okay, it's can one, but of course it's not like every day. And in order to reduce you still can eat the salted fish, but if you want to reduce the sodium intake, right, you can actually use the method that I've shared just now, like you soak the salted fish into water before you cook, yeah, and to reduce the sodium intake, and for that, right, you can actually like cook the salted fish into your traditional recipe instead of like you substitute it with other food item. Yeah, hope I answer your question. Okay. Is there any more questions? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Seems like there's no more question. Okay. So let's wrap up for what we learned today. Okay. So the first thing is, okay, salted fish, it will increase the risk of getting the nasopharyngeal cancer, and there is no specific serving size recommended for the salted fish. What I would suggest is we try to minimize the intake of the salted fish as much as you can. And salted fish, okay, does not contain the amount of the protein same like the fresh fish, so actually it's not recommended to include into a daily meal every day. And last but not least, if you really want to eat the salted fish, try to soak the salted fish into a water before you cook. And if you have any question, okay, please call our toll-free helpline, which is 1-800-888-1000. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope to see you again soon in the next session of the Cancer Nutrition Mythbuster. And I'm Michelle from National Cancer Society Malaysia. Thank you and good night.